Welcome back to In Swineversation World Pork Expo 2022 recap and reflection with Zoetis. Welcome, Brian Payne, Regional Business Director.
Good morning, Jim.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Brian. What's you got an illustrious career. What's your background with Zoetis and prior?
Well, that's very generous. I've been with Zoetis since 2018. My previous background, I started in practice, in swine practice. I'm a veterinarian. I had the opportunity to serve many customers, all the way from small independent producers to large management companies. Got a lot of background there, both in health and production, and then had the opportunity to serve the industry both in the U.S. as well as international within the allied industries of pharmaceuticals and biologicals. My current role is Regional Business Director. I have the opportunity to work with our sales team, our pork production specialists that are out in the barns every day, as helping with training and facilitation of training, as well as our ImproVest team.
So with Zoetis, talk to me a little bit about kind of the evolution with Zoetis. What makes you guys unique and a benefit to producers?
You know, because I've had the opportunity to work in different parts of the industry, I have been asked, why did you take the opportunity to go to Zoetis? When I was in practice, the products that I was pulling off the shelf were innovative. Draxxin, for example, Draxxin 25, Exceed for swine, very innovative products that allowed us to individually treat animals. That innovation, along with some of their vaccines, such as FaroSure, RespiSure, and now Fostera Gold, extremely innovative. And I enjoyed being able to be a part of it, not only on the veterinary side, helping those producers, but now helping bring different innovative products to customers. And not only about the product, but as I talked about with our pork production specialists, being able to help implement those properly and train teams to not only utilize them, but providing services to make those teams even better.
So we were visiting with your team at the World Pork Expo, very hospitable. What is your outlook and analysis on the 2022 show?
I thought it was a fantastic show. The mood was high. People were back, shaking hands, sitting down, having a bite, having a drink, and having really thoughtful discussions, catching up on the last 2 years, what's been going on personally, professionally, and with the marketplace right now. It certainly was elevated. I was glad to see all the movement through the Allied building, in the tents, and really the turnout in business seminars as well.
So what were you promoting at the show, and what can producers expect over the next 6 to 12 months that's unique and innovative coming out of the pipeline at Zoetis?
Yeah, ImproVest for Gilts is what we were promoting. We had a campaign for the previous several months about the gilt gap. And this campaign was really bringing to light what everyone deals with in their barns, in their flows, day in, day out, is that commercial gilts don't perform the same as barrows. And in the US industry, that's approximately 50% of the barn or the flow is commercialized gilts. And so we really wanted to talk about the meta-analysis that of the difference. They grow slower. They're not as efficient in the barn. And our launch of our ImproVest for Gilts platform was our main focus. So now we have Built for the Gilt. It's ImproVest for Gilts. It can be injected into gilts, and it allows better uniformity in the buildings, because now the commercial gilts are performing like barrows. It allows for the higher carcass weights of these gilts, especially on the lighter end. So it has the ability to increase the average daily gain, especially in that lighter end. So you have fewer lights, commercial gilts, being closed out of these buildings. So that's the main benefit for the producer. And then there's the connection between the producer and the packer of these higher carcass weights larger primals. And one of the primals being the belly is we actually have an increased percent yield in the belly. So it's very exciting. There's not a technology today that allows for this to be implemented in the finisher and allow for 50% of your herd to be impacted in a positive manner.
So I know this is a topic that of interest to you. What about the quality of pork that's being provided from the producer to the packer? What's your take on that? We can wrap on that, Brian.
Yeah, the quality of pork is something that I think is an opportunity for suppliers to their packer to be talking about more. We already have a fantastic product that is being produced out of the barns in the US and being marketed in retail shops. Improvest for gilts, again, will allow those gilts to perform like barrows. It increases marbling in that pork. It also increases or improves iodine values, which is important because for packers, this will improve bacon slicing, for example. And so this improved quality of pork through the use of improvescent gilts is certainly a discussion point that I would encourage integrators on the live side and packing side to have, but also for the independent producers supplying to packers to discuss further.
Thanks for taking the time to join us today, Brian.
Yeah, Jim, thank you so much.
And Brian Payne, Regional Business Director of Zoetis.